Well, I turned on this microphone, but it has another device that I forgot. Never mind. Anyway, let's make sure we're all in. Lovely. Let's just update some manual details here. That's good. And let's bring in our friends over at Twitch. Excellent stuff. Hello Twitch, hope you're all well. So we are live this afternoon, on a Sunday afternoon here in the UK, just gone 2 o'clock, with our friends on YouTube and our friends over on Twitch. And what are we doing today? Well, I had an email from the big boss, Jamie Oliver, in the week, making it sound like it was me. But yes, had an email newsletter from Jamie Oliver talking about his new potato range. Let me get rid of this keyboard over there. So I immediately rushed to the shops to buy them all and thought, is something what? To check out Jamie Oliver's potato range. So I've got them all here. Let me bring them on one at a time. If you've seen the thumbnail, if you saw my YouTube post, I put up a poll asking who would like to see it, and it was quite a few people had opinions, which we'll talk about in a minute, but let's bring them on. Four products. Let's do them in some sort of order. Let me also pop that little guy on. We can have a closer look. Jamie Oliver's Hasselback potatoes. Hasselbacks, if you don't know, you take a potato and you slice it across the spine, but not all the way through, and then roast it as you would bake any other potato. So you get these thick coins of potato, but quite crispy and quite soft as well. It's kind of a best of both worlds. Seem to have, they were really big, I think in the sort of, no actually, tell a lie, I would say in the last 5 or so years they appear to have become everywhere. If they're doing them as a frozen range, they must be, right? So there's one. 20 minutes. Let's read the description. Baby potatoes deeply scored for extra crunch, then seasoned and roasted to perfection. Perfection, he says. Not good, perfection. And oven cook from frozen, 20 minutes. Air fry from frozen, 15 minutes. You can see I've dusted off the Ninja air fryer, so I'll be doing them in there in just a moment. Next up, the garlic and rosemary potatoes. Oh, let's move that out of the way for a sec. Spoilers. Garlic and rosemary potatoes. Potatoes cooked until beautifully crisp with butter, rosemary and garlic. 20 minutes in the oven, 50 minutes in the air fryer, 20 minutes on the hob. Interesting. So, well within frozen chip range there. Classic Jamie Oliver verbiage, next level chips. Not chips, next level chips. It's good, isn't it? The crispiest, tastiest chips fried in beef fat. Nice. Garnished with a shake. Sorry, finished with a shake of vinegar. 15 minutes from frozen, 7 minutes in the air fryer. That's good to know. And then finally, I've got mash. Ultimate mash. Smooth, buttery mash with a hint of cheese. 10 minutes on the hob, 4 minutes in the microwave. Let's Spud Love. Hello Daniel E. Howdy, nice surprise to enjoy a morning cup of Java. So it's morning where you are, and 2 o'clock in the afternoon where I am. So this feels a bit more right to have potatoes 2 o'clock in the afternoon as opposed to morning. I suppose you get hash browns, don't you? I'm interested in your Java. What coffee are you drinking? Or do you not care? Do you just get whatever's in the cupboard? Or, you know, I have a Ponzi machine over my shoulder over there, as I've featured in other videos. So I'm really passionate about my coffee. You're not next level mash though. Let's bring that back on. No, not next level. Ultimate mash. Ultimate. Doesn't get any better. It's the ultimate mashed potato. You can't get any better. Don't go down a Michelin star restaurant. Don't, you know, get it with cream and butter or whatever. No, 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 no. Just microwave that sucker. That's how you get ultimate mash, apparently. Hello, Eura. I think I know you from Liberalonics' stream, don't I? Nice to have you in. Do come in, say hello. We're just cooking, taking it easy because it's Sunday afternoon. I'm easy. Demonetised for that. Just for Sunday, just cook up some fun. So we've got 3 things that can go in the air fryer at different times and some mash that can be done in 4 minutes. So yeah, we'll just go with that. So we've got our ultimate mash, which goes in the microwave, and other things that can be air fried. So I think I'm going to start with, it's called Gevalia, Swedish company, expensive stuff. Never heard of it, but I'll be Googling that frantically just afterwards. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the other things on in the air fryer and then cook the mash in the microwave, so there's not too much just standing around watching a guy looking at an air fryer. Hello, Harry Thompson. Nice Metal Gear Solid reaction there. Very good. So let's get the things in the air fryer first. So I've got 3 things that will go in the air fryer. Hi Lola Cakes, not seen you in a little while. I'm not going to cook all of it. Apologies if you don't like rustling. There's going to be a bit of rustling. Just dropped on the floor, but you didn't see that. I'm going to put the webcam on so you can see what I'm doing. Garlic and rosemary potatoes. I tell you what, they smell really nice. They smell, you know, very rosemary, which is great. I hope they taste as good as they smell. Actually, it's giving me Paxo sage and onion vibes. It's a very local reference. Let's do a few more. I think that'll do. So there's our garlic and rosemary potatoes. And they were the ones that took 15 minutes. So I've got little trays here so I can stack things up. Some of the best things I bought for an air fryer are little trays. You can put inside your drawers so you can cook multiple things at once. So let's swap that around. You see I can nestle that on top. Do a few Hasselbacks. Let's have 3 of those. Wife just wandering through, not wanting to be on camera at all. Sorry about that, muting you there. So I've just put those in there. Harry Thompson, have I got the Thomas Keller French laundry book? And if not, we'll be looking to get it. Thomas Keller is an interesting one. I'll come back to it in just a minute. Let me just pop these in. This is really hard to do backwards. Obviously, I usually stand in front of an air fryer. I don't usually cack-handedly reach round. They took, I've forgotten already, 15 minutes? Yeah, both of those are 15 minutes. They'll cook at the same time. And then these took 7. It's quite surprising. Just chuck a few chips in there. Not many, just a few chips in there. Now, I'm not a salesman for Ninja, I promise. One thing I would usually do, can't go wrong with the air fryer, Andrew Graham. Can't go wrong with a Ninja air fryer good biscuit. I mean, you just interrupted me saying I'm not a shill for Ninja. But I really do like this air fryer. I've had it a year and busted out several times a week for all sorts of things. Yes, for reheating frozen potatoes, but also loads of other weird stuff as well. This is not a shill, I promise. sync and match feature. These are great. The sync feature, where you tell it, this side's going to take 15 minutes, this side's going to take 25 minutes. You sync them, this one will run for 10 minutes, and then it'll kick that one on. So you can have lots of things going at the same time. So I'm going to put this one on. There's the Ninja noise for fans. Lolacake's got a live stream bomber. What does that mean? What's a live stream bomber? I don't know what that means. Oh, hello, Mira. Hello, Mia. You should be in the town. Right, where was I? 15 minutes. Air fry. Oh, it's so weird doing things backwards. So that's that. So I'll kick that off. And then the fries took 7 minutes. I don't believe that for a second. So there's 7 minutes. There you go. So you can see them ticking away. I hope there's not whooshing away. You've been watching Marco's vegan masterclass based on your recommendation. In fact, ASMR with lots of butter in it. Yes, spot on. That's exactly what that is. Marco goes vegan. I guess no pork trotters for me, but everything else is probably okay. I believe him when he said he went properly vegan. It was at the his daughters and his daughter and his friends were saying, oh, we just don't eat meat anymore, so he thought he'd give it a go. He's got nothing better to do, so he gave it a go. How are you finding the Marco vegan masterclass, or vegetarian cookery course, I should say? I think it's really enjoyable. It's like an endless source of information for me, as you can see from my channel. Daniel Lee, the ninja sound is iconic. It is, isn't it? And I bring it up in every review. You probably can't see it. I'm going to try and point to it just here, not the hub, but just behind the air fryer. I've just bought a Ninja Foodie, and I was just testing it today. The 11-in-1, the smaller one. It's an odd device. I'm not quite used to cooking like that, but it makes the Ninja noise, as everything does, as does the kettle over there. That also makes the Ninja noise. I feel like I should say I don't really do the Ninja stuff, but I've got a lot of it. Anyway. Right, let's get the mash on. Avery, congrats on 9,000. Yes, I was really pleased. Just tipped 9,000 subscribers this morning. That's good. I wanted to get to 10k by the end of the year, so that's looking likely. Link Linebeck live, one of the OG supporters. Place. Right, so I'm going to microwave this mash so that it's ready now. I've been waffling so long it's going to be ready at the same time as the chips. Place the blocks of mash, half a pack for 2 portions, in a microwave-safe bowl and cover. Is MPW still struggling about in Southeast Asia? I don't know, probably. Getting his son's restaurant going. This is what the mash block looks like. Sorry, it's a bit overexposed. I've got a really crappy webcam on that. So it's like a finger of potato. Because it's such a small amount, I think I'm just going to do 2 minutes and then have a look. Because it's a relatively small amount. Let's put that away. So, excuse me while I just go off to the microwave. I'm going to mute you as well, because there's lots of microwave noises. Ah, thank you, Link. Thank you for letting me know. Let's come back to that. Thank you very much, guys. Oh dear, look. You can chat for ages, and then as soon as you're not on mute, everyone jumps out to tell you. Thank you. Link, I was saying, yes, I've seen your pictures of potatoes, very good. I'm not averse to having frozen potatoes at all. Great product to have on standby, whether it's, I've got chips in the cupboard, freezer, little hash brown bites, actual hash browns, always good to have. Yeah, so always good to have around. You asked about the French laundry. So Thomas Keller, Thomas Keller is really not very well known in this country. If you're not into your food, and particularly Michelin-starred food, you will have never heard of Thomas Keller. He has no presence at all in the UK. Ask anybody on the street, they'll give you blank looks. Has absolutely no presence. So anything I've got to get I've got to import, although I do have a subscription to his masterclass. So the thing is, for me, I don't really have a strong connection to Thomas Keller. It's not a problem, but I've got things to do with Jamie Oliver and Marco that I need, and Heston, that I've got to get out of my system before I get onto Thomas Keller. So I will probably get onto that at some point. Eura, it's enjoyable and highly educational. This is the vegetarian cookery course he's talking about. Marco is witty and philosophical, yes, and it resonates with me. Beyond techniques and recipes, I get zen-like understanding of why I'm actually cooking things. Yes, I think that's what everyone says about Marco's courses. He's a bit odd, but you kind of tune into it and it's fun to listen to, even if you're never going to cook it. Simone body, Simone everybody, someone body, I don't know. Big Spud reviewing spuds. Not one to miss. Fragrant product placement, by the way. Big Spud mugs available in the shopping link somewhere down below on YouTube. Let's have a look at my mash. So I want the record to show I have, pop that on. I want the record to show I have cooked it less than what the thing said. I'm going to fix the light on that in a minute, guys. Hang on. It's well overexposed, isn't it? This is only a cheap little camera, so I'm going to have to bring it up close for you guys. It's not joining the white on white, it's just not working. So let's do this instead. There we go. Bit of mash. It's got texture. I don't mind frozen mash. I've certainly used it many times in the past. Can you recommend any French cookery books or chefs? Not especially. I'm not really in the French tradition. You know, I bow to them in all those manners of technique and the specialist sauces and all those sorts of things, but it's not really my style. And if I start to recommend things, it'll be for British French chefs. I mean, like a Raymond Blanc, something like that. I'm not the right guy. Is there any particular reason why your air fryer was collecting dust? No, it was just a turn of phrase. I literally use it several times a week. Chips are finished, so we probably should get on and try some of this mash. Obviously, I don't usually just wallop mash in my face just like this. Usually there's gravy or something else going on. It's fair. It's kind of gluey in texture. Try and turn the webcam on, but I don't think it's going to give you a good... Yeah, the white balance is not good enough on that to pick it up. Oh well. And that's just finished. Chips. Oh, shaker, shaker. They look a bit sad to me. So they're getting another 2 minutes. Or so. There we go. Also buys me more time to eat my mash, which is probably going to be, I mean, it's absolutely steaming. Nuclear hot. I'm going to turn that off because it looks rubbish. Jacques Pepin? Yeah, Jacques Pepin on YouTube. Good shout, Daniel E. Not... I don't watch him a lot, and there's no shade in that. I just don't. But I know his videos are good. Link one is turkey teeth white. Well, we could always do some live diagnostics and try and fix it by pressing some mad buttons and hoping the whole thing doesn't fall apart. Let's find out. I think if I do that and press that a bit, that. No, I'm not touching that with a barge pole. How about that? Oh, it looks so much better on my screen now. Has that magically got better for everyone? Is it because... Yeah, it's adjusting, look. So if I cover it in a little shade, it's alright. So if I lean over it, it can deal with it. Ah, there you go, you can see it better now. So I've just got to like lean over everything. The bonus is you don't get to see my face. That's a huge bonus. Anyway, let's give this a try. Okay, it's very gluey. When you overwork mashed potatoes, like you mix them with a machine, they get this gluey quality. Let's put the mini cam on again. We'll shadow it. It's a very gluey texture. It's tasty, it's well seasoned. It says a hint of cheese, which I sort of get. I would say it's more sort of like savoury than cheesy. There's little chunks in it as well. It's not completely smooth. It's very thick, very heavy. It's alright. It's better than Smash. I don't think I've ever talked about it on the channel, but there's a product I really like called Idahoan potatoes, sachets of dried potatoes. They're really tasty, really tasty. Link Linebeck says, Jacques Pepin chopping an onion is the Simon Gott shoots on Enzo Amore of the cooking algorithm. That is a niche reference, my friend, which you know I get, but probably lost on the majority of the viewers. I watch Jean-Pierre on YouTube. He isn't all about classical French cuisine. He's a joy to watch. I think he knows what he did. Agreed on both those things. He knows what he's doing. And he's fun. Half the battle with doing videos is being enjoyable to watch. I haven't got anywhere to put my tea. Well, chips are finished. More or less. So let's have a go at those. Gonna get a darker plate as well. And that should probably help. One of my software has just broken down. Let's go have a look. Link Lime, it says, totally get that cheesy comment. We find frozen mash has a similar taste. Oh, okay. I've had frozen mash a couple of times. And really the rest of my family are not fans. It's alright, it's alright. Ah, this is better. Actually, you can see those there. So this is again, for those that missed the intro, next level chips. Next level, not regular level, next level chips. Whee! Big Spud enjoying some Earl Grey. I could not tell you the last time I had it. I think you said this last time, didn't you? Can't remember the last time I had Earl Grey. It was a long time ago. It's just, for my UK listeners, it's just Tesco's own tea. I don't get through tea very often. I probably have it a couple of times a week. I'm a coffee guy most of the time. But Sunday afternoons, that's time for tea. Oh, that's annoying. My touch software has stopped working. So I've got to fiddle about a second. This is beset, this stream, isn't it? Beset with issues. Oh dear, that's not good. Can I be bothered to diagnose on the fly? Probably not. You're trying to connect on 68.129.135. You look fine to me, so we'll just restart the program. La, 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 la. I don't have the space today because the air fryer's in the way. I don't have the space to work. These are nearly done. I should really get on and have a look at these chips. Oh, this is not looking good. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to get my... Some of you clever people who know about stream decks and things like that probably know about these boxes you can buy that allow you to switch cameras and stuff. I don't have anything like that. So I've got a separate tablet that I can connect to using some software called Touch Portal. Works every time, except this time. Never mind. It just saves me having to fiddle about in OBS manually. So let's just switch that on manually. Bit boring. Okay. You are the only cooking channel I'm watching live, so you're nailing the enjoyable to watch part, surely. Ah, thank you, Euro. What a lovely thing to say. Even if 80% of references go over my Russian head. I've told you about your English before, it's very good. But feel free to ask for explanations, because I love a reference. Oh, the other potatoes are nearly done too. If I was cooking these for real, like, you know, not yammering at a camera at the same time, I'd probably be shaking these every so often. They recommend you do that for air fried foods, right? So that it's cooking evenly. I haven't bothered. I need to bear that in mind. So these are Jamie's next level chips. Let's give it a try. Yeah, this is better. Who's choreographing this stream? Some idiot. About that, people marauding through the kitchen, giving them some privacy. So these are quite nice. You can see little crunchy bits, little dark bits. There's definitely a seasoning, a coating, a batter on it. It said about a hint of vinegar or something. I can't taste anything even remotely sour. But they're tasty. They're really nice. When your Ninja appliance makes strange noises, just give it a good whack. No, just makes the usual Ninja noise. Oh, these are quite addictive actually. I like these. So I put a bit more cooking time into them. Just slightly over what it recommended. To get a bit more crunch, but it's really good. Yeah, I like those. I like those a lot. Are they next level? Could be. Very good. Very good. Swig of tea. Right. Let's decant these. And we'll move on to the other potatoes. I'm sorry, we're running out of space. What's your favourite seasoning for chips? I wouldn't say I have one. Really, Euro? I don't have a favourite seasoning for chips. I do like having paprika on them. Context is another thing, right? I've got a whole cupboard full of sauces over there because we love sauces in this household. Heinz Ketchup have released a ketchup with bacon flavour. They've probably done it before, but it's the first time I've seen it and I thought it was a lot of fun. I would recommend that. When I get them from the fish and chip shop, we would say in the chippy in this country, salt and vinegar. It's the only thing that works on fish and chip shop chips. Not butter, like Marco says. Anyway, so these are the Hasselbacks. I'm guessing they're nuclear hot, which is why I'm not touching them. Look at the presentation. There we go. I'm going to pop the other ones back in there for a spell. I'm running out of space. What's your favourite seasoning for chips? Chime in the comments and let me know what you think the best seasoning for chips are. I need a knife. So yeah, if you've not had Hasselbacks before, you can make them very easily. You just slice through them, but not all the way to the bottom. And then just bake them. You cover them, you know, dash of oil or whatever. I like the cyan spice Five Guys do. Oh, right. Cajun. I was like, cyan spice? What, it's light blue? I get you, don't worry. I don't think I've ever actually had the Cajun spice from Five Guys. I've had Five Guys chips many times. I really like them. But the rest of my family, not interested in spicy food at all, so I tend to just get the regular ones. As a reminder, these are the Hasselback potatoes, seasoned and roasted to perfection. They're very tasty. they're well cooked, but then they're lacking a bit of flavour, to be honest. They're not like screaming flavour. I thought they were sausages. Link Linebeck likes salt, lots and lots of salt, no problem. Can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, I'm not eating them, shall we say, as probably intended, right? I should probably have a gravy or a sauce. Actually, something mayonnaise-y like a hollandaise or a béarnaise would be really nice, I think. Link, sorry, Yura says, I like cheese sauce for French fries, normal ones too. Cheese sauce, interesting. I wouldn't consider that very standard here, but it's interesting to know. Obviously, you've got poutine, which is kind of like cheesy fries. Link says, Wendy's are my current front runner for fast food fries. KFC is still dirt worse. I've tried Wendy's once about a year ago and enjoyed them, but there's not one super convenient for me. So I'm not an expert. So they're all right. They're crying out for sauce to go with them. But they're perfectly good. And Harry Thompson asks, have you got any upcoming meals you'll be making for the channel? I've got, a couple of things. I've been really blown away by the success of the roast chicken, Mark Pillwhite roast chicken video. So I've made a complimentary roast chicken recipe to go alongside it and compare them. That's filmed, I just need to edit it together, so hopefully in the next week that'll be available. I was saying to other people, not sure when you were in the chat, just behind the air fryer is a Ninja Foodie, so I'm preparing all sorts of things in the Ninja Foodie to see what that's like as a cooking gadget. They claim you can basically do everything in it, pretty much. I've made a cheesecake in it, I've cooked bacon in it, I've made wedges in it, and I'm going to make a pork fillet dish, a pork tenderloin, don't know where you are in the world, this evening with pork and sauce and vegetables all in the same pot, and see how that comes out. It's not the style of cooking I usually go for, but I'm always intrigued to find new ways to make things interesting. Anything else on the horizon after that? Not right this minute, I don't think. Harry, if you've got any suggestions, things you'd like to see, pop them in chat. We can add them to the pile, stick them in the hopper. Yura says you have poutine sauce for 25 years with no other option. Poutines? I just got your joke. I'm so slow. Sorry. Very good. I hope you know I meant what I meant when I said poutine, not Putin. I'm not getting political on this channel. Just for those of you, let's pop the camera on for that one. I might need to shadow that one. This is a cheesecake I've just made in the Ninja Foodie. Yeah, it's like trying to block the light so it'll come up on camera. It's still lukewarm. I'm going to pop it in the fridge to set. That was made entirely in the Ninja Foodie. We'll see how that comes out. I've got a feeling I'm going to have to feed my cat in a minute because he's wandering around. Okay, so we've tried the chips, we've tried the Hasselbacks, tried the mash. You know, it says me too, just for fun. Yeah, good. I'm not trying to offend anyone here. We're just eating food, mate. I'm not getting into that. You come to these channels to escape that kind of stuff, right? Right, let's move on. So these are the garlic potatoes, garlic and rosemary potatoes. Let's get the official word from the man himself. Just says garlic and rosemary potatoes. Pop the mini cam on again. You can have a look. Ah, such a professional. There we go. Lovely. And these look pretty kosher, right? They look like they come out of a roast dinner. They're a little soft, but you might be able to push them further, cook them a couple of minutes longer maybe, and they'll go a bit harder. Maybe I'll pop them back in a minute. Let's see what one's like. Yeah, thanks for understanding, Euro. Okay, I'm going to try one of the little ones because I really want a crispy little boy. So these are garlic and rosemary roasts. They're very garlic and rosemary. The texture's really nice. They're actually, sorry if you hate this kind of thing, but I'm going to do it the fork thing. They've got a decent skin on them, crust. I like the fries, they've got a batter on them, not batter, like a coating that's very tasty. They're very nice. Yeah, again, you're probably not really planning on sitting down and just hosing down a bowl of these, but they're super tasty. Somebody says, would love to see you try a Danish Noma. Rennie Redzipi recipe. They were very inspired by Heston. Ridiculously complex / observed. Yeah. For me, Rennie Redzipi is a step too far for how I prepare food. I saw a post on Reddit yesterday in the fine dining sub where they've got a new dish on the menu at Noma, which is called snails and spinach, which has got kale with cooked snails in it, but they serve it with live snails just crawling on your plate. No, I don't think so. I'm not ready for that, certainly. I am not ready for that. So yeah, the Noma stuff. Also, ingredients lists for Noma recipes are phenomenal, and I'm not sure I can commit to that. I've got enough to do when I'm doing Heston recipes. I've got a huge Heston project lined up for December. I started planning it about a month ago, and I thought, yeah, I've got to start gradually buying some things for so I can do my Christmas recipes, which is insane. In April, I was thinking about my Christmas content. I said the word content. But it's going to need a bit of planning. So watch this space. I've said it on live stream now, so people are going to hold me account to it. Has Heston been checked out yet? Says Jeb44. Do you mean he's not talking about psychiatric care. He's been out of that quite a long time. In fact, all this week, I think he's been at the Fat Duck because he and Alain Roux, son of the Roux brothers, I can't remember which Roux brother, they are celebrating an anniversary together because, as you may know, the Fat Duck and the Waterside Inn are two of the best restaurants in the world, definitely the UK, like down the road from each other, ridiculously close to each other, that you can have both of these amazing restaurants. And yeah, they've been doing some sort of joint menu together. There's been stuff on Instagram about it. They bring hunter-gathering culture into fine dining, I see. Yes, the whole Noma, if you're not familiar with Noma and Rennie Redzipi, they're all about, and correct me if I'm wrong, chat, I'm only passingly aware of Noma, Danish restaurant. They collect things from around the restaurant, and there's certain proximity, certain miles from the restaurant they allow to be on the menu. It means they have to be ultra creative, and they are, but they push right at the edges of what I think most people would eat. It's only for the sort of serious fine dining type people. Link says another Heston Xmas vid. They are a staple. I'm glad they are. Yeah, I've got quite big plans. So we'll see what happens there. Right, so we've had mash, we've had chips, we've had Hasselback potatoes, and we've had the garlic and rosemary potatoes. Let's bring them all back like S Club 7. I can't really bring the mash back actually because I ate it all, but it will have a signature bowl. Just going to shuffle some things around so you can see what I'm doing. There's no way I'm going to be able to fit them all on the screen, I don't think. So let's chuck them like that. Yeah, and then an empty bowl of mash, because that's what you want, isn't it? An empty bowl of mash. Yeah, yet again, it hates these white bowls. As soon as I put my hand over it, the colour can correct itself. Oh, the joys. I'll have to look at how to fix that. So, let's review where we are. We had the mash, which I found a little bit gluey. Nice flavour. I'll probably use up on the side of some sausages or something at some point. We had the chips, which I actually love. I think they're great. Very good. The Hasselback potatoes, fine, if a little plain, but nothing that a little gravy or other sauce that you're serving with the rest of your dinner will fix. And the garlic and rosemary's, also really, really good. And, I mean, these aren't difficult to make, these garlic and rosemary potatoes. But, of course, what are frozen foods for? They're to save you a bunch of time and to make things a bit more interesting for you. And in that regard, they are winners. Which ones would I buy again? I'd certainly buy the chips. I think you've heard that I'm really enjoying those. And the garlic potatoes. I think they're really tasty. And again, cut a load of prep. Just literally chuck them in the air fryer or the oven if you've already got the oven going. And you've got something for dinner. What about you guys? Let me know in the comments which ones you enjoyed or think you would try yourself. I'm going to come on to prices and where I got them in just a moment, because there's something else there. Somebody says, I'm so sad Heston and Waitrose parted ways. No more Christmas, Easter things. Rumours online, Waitrose is difficult to work with. Yes, I've heard the same thing. Let's turn that off now. For those that don't know, for 10 years, you could buy Heston branded and developed products through Waitrose. Waitrose, very high-end supermarket in the UK. And they were a good match thematically, right? But about 2 years ago, they parted ways. It's interesting, we look back now, Heston was probably at the height of suffering from his bipolar disorder and where he was in his life. And therefore he stopped doing them. It is a shame, because it was always fun to see something new. I bet none of it sold particularly well, would be my guess. He's obviously incredibly pedantic and would probably reject certain ingredients and certain methods to make sure they're exactly how he wanted them, would be my guess. I'm an outsider, I've got no intel on that. I have known various people that have worked on the project, but years ago. Gary says the white bowl situation related to exposure and not white balance. See what we've done with the exposure setting. I will have a look, thank you for that tip. It's a very, very cheap webcam for running through OBS, and I run a filter on it on OBS. So I'll have a look at the exposure setting to fix that. Thank you. I want to get into all that stuff, technical stuff, but every time I read it, I feel like I have to go and read it again. I don't understand it. So thanks again. Let me pop them to the side. So let's go on to where I got them and where things cost. Obviously this is really specific to the UK, this particular part. I don't know where they are available in the rest of the world, if they are at all. But annoyingly, the products are split between two different shops. They have exclusive ranges in one shop and another, so I had to run around two different shops one evening to go and pick everything up. So the rosemary potatoes, these bad boys, and the mash, which I can't show you, are only available from Sainsbury's in the UK. His old advert partner, you'll recall. And the rosemary potatoes are £3.50 for a bag of 480 grams. Reckons it serves 4. I could believe that, obviously, as part of a bigger meal. And his mash, also £3.50, 480 grams, serves 4. Meanwhile, I had to go to Food Warehouse, which is an irritating little brand. I think it's an offshoot of Iceland. People in the UK, correct me. I don't quite understand what they're for or why they exist when you've got Iceland. Why you want to make a second freezer brand. I'm assuming there's some weird import-export reason they do that. And the Hasselback potatoes, these bad boys that someone thought, oh, I thought they were sausages. £3.15, 1/5. Oh look, and 400 grams, slightly less of those, but they are quite chunky. And the chips, £3.15, 480 grams. Serves 4 allegedly. So there we go. 4 different amounts. I'm just going to check something. Yep, all good. Yeah, so if you want all these things, you've got to go to Sainsbury's and Food Warehouse in the UK, which is a bit odd. Named after David Hasselback. Yes, him of Baywatch fame. No, doesn't it mean hedgehog in German? If I've got any German speakers in chat, or something like that. I can't remember. Yeah, so I would recommend the chips. If you've got to pick one, pick the chips or the garlic potatoes. But £3.15 for a bag, how does that compare to just buying any old bag of frozen chips? Can't remember. Link says Food Warehouse is Iceland. Yeah, it's more your bulk items, compete with farm foods. Yeah, I think you're right. Farm foods, big freezer discounter in the UK where you buy huge bags of like frozen sausages or loads of things. Definitely good for budget stuff. You know, years ago I definitely shopped there to help balance the books. Yeah, people in the UK near a Food Warehouse, give the chips a try and let me know how you found them. I thought they were really tasty, really interesting, really nice. So, that's 7. £13.30 I've spent on 4 bags of frozen potato products. Not the best value, but presumably you're going to put a premium on the Jamie Oliver name, so they're not just like bog standard bird's eye stuff. I can't stop eating those chips. They're really nice. Very good. So those in chat, what do you think? Any of those you'd be like to try? I know you're basing it off the second-hand opinion of a guy on a screen telling you what's good. But I think they're decent shortcuts. If you're in the market for frozen potatoes already, you're not going to turn your nose up at them. Let's look up the price of some regular frozen fries. And we'll pick a brand name because that's what we're comparing to. Frozen chips. Okay, so McCain's triple cooked gastro chips, 600 grams, £2.50. That's a club card price. Regular price is £3.15, the same as Jamie's. That's interesting. So you're getting more chip for your money. Just trying to find that. This is sort of approximating because, you know, they're purporting to be interesting. Tesco's finest triple cooked beef basted oven chips, 750 grams, £2.85. Yeah, they're expensive, aren't they? And you're going in the Food Warehouse, which is a discounter. It's a cheap place, right? So it's really interesting to have those. Let me put them back on screen as a reminder. In fact, let's shove them up. And we'll put the chips in the middle. Gorgeous. I wish my man Dining Fables was here, food stylist. He'd be killing me for that. Yeah, so there's 3 of the products in there. Very interesting. Oh, I'm glad I tried those. As I say, chips come recommended. Well, I think that's more than enough for a Sunday afternoon chat. Thank you very much for hanging out. It's been fun. I've really enjoyed that. As I say, stay tuned, subscribe if you're not already, because there's lots more to come with the Ninja Foodie, with more roast chicken recipes, and a bunch more stuff besides. And thanks again for joining me this Sunday afternoon from around the world. It's been good to see you all. Take care, and I will catch you all next time. Cheers.